Feels good to be out of that core class form. Wait, what the? Hey, I can turn my head into a sword. Sup guys, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Rise of the Beasts Beast Alliance Weaponizer 2-pack RC and Cheetor. Now starting off with RC over here, this is a much superior figure to the Studio Series Core Class. I mean, I get they were trying to get with the scale for the Core Class Studio Series RC, after all it is Studio Series, but this just doesn't suffice, especially when there's a whole bunch of kibble all around the pieces, making it difficult to play with this toy. But hey, here's that one rare moment where there's actually some mainline figure that beats the Studio Series, as this figure is much better detail and proportion wise, and perhaps articulation wise as well. Yes, there is kibble surrounding her whole entire backpack, but hey, at least the wheels aren't on her legs right here, which would have made things difficult for her to bend her knees. Although, I do believe that this figure is based off the concept art, primarily due to the chest. One thing I noticed is that there's barely any paint in here. It's just original plastic. And I do believe that this gray is called Games Workshop gray? I think it's Games Workshop gray. Also, I forgot to say, painting and sculpting's pretty okay. Oh, and by the way, this figure is from the Beast Alliance Weaponizers 2-pack subline for the Rise of the Beast mainline. Now, the Weaponizers 2-pack comes with like characters about her size, maybe even taller, and along with Battle Master's figure, but sometimes they have Maximal / Predacons that turn into weapons that aren't in the Battle Masters. RC in particular comes with, of course, the Battle Master's cheetor, which we'll get to in a second. Now, cheetor is the only accessory, which, if I'm being totally honest with you, kinda sucks, as it would have been cool to see this RC come with her own weapons. But let's be honest, did any of the Weaponizer 2-pack figures come with their original weapons? I think not. Oh, and I do believe there's a Weaponizer's wheeljack, which I think looks pretty cool. Didn't get it because I have the mainline wheeljack, like the deluxe wheeljack. Anyways, this right here is a paint scratched, as a matter of fact, reuse of the Battle Master's cheetor, which it did have spots, but they scratched it off. I guess that was for the budget cost. Anyways, cheetor's articulation is a ball joint over here, ball joint over here, and a ball joint over here. No head articulation unless you want to do this, and converting him into a sword is actually pretty easy. All you do is flip this, fold in his arms, they just close in like that, then you push this down, and there you go, you have the sword. I believe that's what you do with the legs. I mean, it looks like it. Anyways, you could plug it onto RC's hand right here, or on the side of her arm right there. Not gonna lie, that kind of looks a little weird, as this weapon looks way too big / heavy for RC to hold. Whatever. If you have Studio Series Bumblebee Movie RC's pistols, you could plug them on perfectly fine on the RC right here. Also, by the way, there's no weapon storage, which sucks, but hey, there's Kibble Fix. All you gotta do is get rid of this, and yeah, I guess it kinda helps. Also, I forgot to point out that the head for this figure falls victim to hollow gaps. That looks hideous. It's okay. As long as you look at the front of the head, you should be fine. But then again, where else is there hollow gaps? Oh. Hey, the legs look more accurate. Anyways, let's get down to articulation. Starting off, the head has a swivel, but the joint is in the neck right there, so there's no ball joint for the head, which kind of sucks. Also, there's an up and a down, but that's mainly used for transformation. Ball joint at the shoulder, which allows a full rotation at the arm. Not too much of a bend at the shoulder, unless you want to open this up, which will extend the bend. Bend at the elbow. Elbow swivel. Wrist swivel. Unfortunately, no waist swivel. Legs are on a ball joint, which allows for a spread at the legs. Leg can move forward, not really forward because of this. Can't move backward as well, that's why we gotta do the Kibble Fix thing again, which allows the leg to move further backwards. No thigh swivel, what's going on? Double bend at the knee, and no foot articulation. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for articulation. That was a little plain. Also, I forgot to mention that since the shoulders are on a ball joint, it's easier to pop them off. Just an observation, of course. Anyways, let's get down a size comparison. Starting off, here she is next to the Studio Series Core Class RC, Core Class Freezer, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie RC, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Cliff Jumper, RC Chromia and Alita, Mainline Pablo, Mainline Nightbird, Mainline Airazor, Mainline Mirage, Mainline Bumblebee, Mainline Optimus, Studio Series Airazor, Studio Series Bumblebee, and lastly, Studio Series Optimus Prime. Well, anyways, with that said and done, let's get down to transformation. Now, starting off, what I recommend you do is you rotate the lower arm and rotate the hand. Same process applies with the other side, and then what you're going to do is you're going to untab that, leave it out like so, move the leg out, rotate it, leave it there. Same thing with the other side, and then what you're going to do is you're going to open this up, close in the head, close this in as well, and then same thing with that, and then close this in as well. Sometimes it won't close in. That's because you have to get the right tabs like in the right spot. And lastly, you fold in the legs, and then there should be a tab that will peg into that slot right there, and then make sure this line right here is behind this. And same process applies with the other side, and there you have it, RC in her motorcycle mode. And the front part of her foot is used to support the bike. Also, is it just me or is the transformation similar to the SS Core Class version? What? Huh? Okay, there we go. Also, in my review of the Core Class RC, I forgot to mention that you have to plug in the gun under here, so that way it serves as a way to support the figure being tilted to the side like a normal motorcycle. Props to my comment section for notifying me about that. I never would have found that out. Anyways, as you could see, the mainline RC's motorcycle mode is definitely much bigger than the Core Class RC's motorcycle mode. And both of them are just, fold in limbs and this and that, which if I'm being honest with you, I feel like the Studio Series Core Class RC handled that a little bit better than the mainline RC, because at least with the seat for Core Class RC, they actually made it more accurate to what it looks like in real life, whereas with the mainline RC, not so much. Oh, and I feel like the legs folding in was handled a little bit better with the Core Class RC rather than the mainline RC, of course. Same thing with the arms, of course. Oh, and the wheels on Core Class RC roll much better than the mainline RC. And what I liked about the Core Class RC that you can't do with the mainline RC is that you could rotate the wheel, or at least the front wheel, kind of make it look more motorcycle accurate. So I guess there are some stuff about the Core Class RC that bests the mainline RC. Anyways, for weapon storage, you could put cheetor on RC's hand, like so. Maybe even have it on the back for rear defense. Or you could plug it in right there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the accessory storage. Oh, and if you want, you could still have RC's hands like this, like, facing each other. It still works. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to say for this figure. Overall, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a cool figure, but it does have its flaws. Not on quality, but the way the motorcycle mode looks, I'm not a big fan of it. And the head not having a ball joint. I hope someone on eBay does a crazy upgrade kit where there's a better head with a better articulation, so that way I could swap this one out and replace it with that better head. I'm probably not going to do that. There's probably not going to be an upgrade kit like that. That's fine. That's totally fine. If you want this figure, go check it out on AZ or Amazon. I like to call it AZ for short. It's out for about a good $16, which isn't bad. Anyways, if you like what you saw in this video, be sure to slam that like button, share it with your friends, be sure to turn on post notifications so that you don't miss another video, and most importantly, be sure to hit that big red button so that way we could hit 5,000 subscribers before 2024. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. See ya!